Good morning everyone. So today's problem child is a BMW, and this is the 1 Series, and it's 2011, and this has got the 11D engine in it. Yep, so I believe this is I think it's like the N47 engine in it, timing chain at the back. Truly horrendous job to do. Anyway, the customer's complaint with this is a reoccurring fault, and they say it's to do with the DPF. Yep, you can see this is the E87 118D. So here is this code scan. The first one's a 4 Alpha Foxtrot Bravo brake vacuum sensor signal. So that'll make the stop start not work, which may be a good thing. Then the next code is particle filter system. Then the next code is particle filter system. And we've got glow plugs 2 and 4. Fuel filter activation, that's in history, don't worry. And glow plug activation, and the rest we don't need to worry about. So I think with BMWs you must do the glow plugs in order to get the particle filter to work correctly, in order for it to do regen. So let's look what's involved in this. So imagine to do this job we must move the whole of this scuttle in order to get access down there, and I can see, and there's the first glow plug just right there at my thumb. So I don't know if we maybe need to take the manifold off, but we need to attack this thing first of all. So first thing you do is to remove these covers at each side. So you see there's a little tab there, there's a little tab at the other end, that gives you access into there, and it's exactly the same at the other end. Then I would assume you just rip this bit right off, and then I think there's a wire runs along here, this bit here we need to get off. So it's this bit along here, this was broken, and it was just held on by cable ties, so I just snapped them off. So that's cable runs to the alternator, we'll need to get that later on. But the next thing we want to do is to tack these bolts here and get that off. I think there's about 8 of them. So it's 6 8mm bolts. We'll then remove this guy up here. Take that away. There's the other there. Then you remove the bits of the wiring harness, so just squeeze the 2 tabs in, pull that one off. I think there's one at the other side. Yep. Move this one as well. And unclip that for there so we can take this panel off. There's another 8mm just hiding at the side a bit, and there's also a T25 just there. So imagine now it's just give this a little wiggle, it should come off. Maybe I've imagined wrong. Seems like something's still holding it. Let me have a look. There was nothing holding it, we just need a mighty heave. There's a little tab at the side here, see that there? Just take that out, and then the next thing, the whole bit comes up. So you remember that bit running along the back there. So that gives us plenty of access now. Now the burning question is, do we need to remove this manifold, or if I get this strip off, this conduit, will that then give me access into there? I think I'll go for this first, save removing that. Right enough, it looks not too bad. What, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, maybe? But the less you disturb, the less you've got to put back together. So I've removed the 10mm bolt from there and from there. And that gives us a wee bit of wiggle, so if we can loosen it all at this side, that's key. Oh, there's a little Torx there, external Torx. And there, that is an E6 Torx. Tiny. It's a pain in a job, so I've tried to remove some of these connectors in order to lift this up, so I had to remove that one there onto that vacuum valve. Couldn't get this one off in the EGR valve, so just left that. Got this one off in the multi-plug on the alternator. There's one that runs along the top, or into this vacuum sensor. So you can see I can get into number 1, but 2 and 4 is the problem, so this lifts at the back, so it's tight. So it's at this point you take your life in your hands. So I think we're actually moving. We've put some D-block into it. Oh, feels horrible, eh? That's horrible. Now we've got major problems here. We've left it out a little bit and we've got the engine going to heat up because this is coming out horrible. So hopefully the D-block gets into that. So if that's number 1, which is a good one, what's the rest going to be like? We'll get it up to toasty temperature, see if it comes out. Right. We've reached the stage that we heated them up and that plug's still not going to remove itself. So I seen on the scan tool it had done a regeneration, so I may be wrong with my strategy. Maybe it doesn't need all the plugs, so we ain't going any further with this because we could be in a whole load of trouble if we try to get that plug out and it snaps. We don't want to do that. So let's go and look at the fault with the vacuum pressure sensor and take an assessment after that. For those wondering about the vacuum pressure sensor, this is the vacuum, brake vacuum unit there, and there's a bit just right down the bottom there. Need to get into that. We're trying to do a DPF clean and we're trying to get into this thing here. So into the sensor, right, that's a DPF pressure sensor to put our fluid down. But there's a lot of garbage in that pipe, so we're going to take it off doing it the banjo fitting and see if this is clear. So we've put our special spray into the exhaust and you can see there we're idling that 14 millibar, so that's too high, we need to be under 5, so let's take it a run, get the steam to come out of it and see what that does. So here's the smoke coming now after 5 minutes. It's leaving a lovely trail. This is helping clean the planet. So after 5 minutes of driving, we're now at 6 millibar. We're jumping about the place already. 4 millibar, 2 millibar, 6 millibar, 9 millibar. How's that? I wonder if that's the EGR valve opening and shutting, doing that. I mean, that is quite a swing of difference. Let's look at the EGR activation. There's EGR valve there. He's staying the same roughly all the time anyway. So the EGR is not moving very much. So these figures jumping up and down like that, I don't know what we could attribute them to. Let's go back. 6. What is that? Right, let's keep running and see if it smooths out. It shouldn't be like that. This is just sitting idling and the figures seem to be building again. So let's graph it. See, look at that. That's no right. The only thing is this motor's done 170,000 miles. And I wondered. Oh, there's Reek coming out. And I wondered if it. Oh, there we go. The DPF sign has just came on the dashboard. So let's go back into the codes. But that ain't right. So vacuum, we've still got that. Glow plug, fuel filter activation, and it's a 452 alpha and a 4 delta 4 alpha DPF particulate filter system. It does not like something about that. Right, I think we're getting somewhere. See this 452 alpha and 4 delta 4 alpha. That means that the DPF is past its serviceable life, and I'll show you that, how I discovered that. So we come back here. We go into special functions, we go into drive, we go into diesel particulate replacement. So it says the faults 4 delta 4 alpha and 452 are entered if the remaining distance of the diesel then has been severely reduced. Install a new particulate filter if these faults are present, then reset adaptation values. So what that means to me is the DPF is beyond its sell-by date. And it probably is, because look at these DPF figures are jumping up and down the place. So you would imagine it's severely choked or the baffles are away in that exhaust. But let's reset the DPF and try it. So I've just went into the DPF. So it says read out particular filter remaining distance. So F2, this should be 0. So it says its service life is over. So next, oh, here we go, continue. So we'll try that again, because we would say our customers are on a tight budget. Well, we need to go back and clear the codes, didn't we?
Aye, clear the codes, aye.
Yes. Continue. Back into this. Okay. This way it's rough. Continue. Read data. No, read fault codes. Fault codes still there. Back. Clear fault codes. Okay. Read fault codes. So that's, I'll even clear them. Right. I cleared them before. Let's try again. Clear fault code. So they may only clear once a new DPF is put on. So we'll go back, we'll try it. So back, special function, drive, that one. So we'll just pretend we've replaced it. Continue. Reset values. So we'll go F1. Yes. Adaptation values, the service function will be ended. Continue. Continue. So we'll go back into that and let's see the remaining life. Enter. So we'll redo F2 now. So it says it's got 250,000 kilometres. So that must be 100. And what's that already? 60, 60 and 30. 150. So it's past its sell by date. So let's go back. Yes. Continue. Back at ECM. Enter. Back into this. Read fault codes. There's imagination clear now, so back. Clear fault codes. Okay. Read fault codes. So they did clear, but we've still got, we're not touching these glow plugs, no chance. So we need to attack this, but I don't think our supplier has it. So let's give it a run now and see if this DPF light comes on. Now after a 10-minute run, that code has never reappeared. So what we're going to advise the customer is it needs a DPF, or alternatively the DPF taken off the car and put in one of these water blasting machines and get it professionally done. Because the original DPF is always the best DPF, but it'll just be choked with oxidisation and things like that. It's red stuff that comes out, I've seen. Anyway, the moral of the story is it still can do a regen without the glow plugs, but we still can't get a price for this brake sensor, but the brake vacuum sensor. But I think that'll only stop the stop start. It'll no affect regeneration. Anyway, call that a day. Cheers.